Yo,
Yo, it's earthquake report time, and this is the earthquake report for September 16th, 2018. Let's look at the earthquakes. So, the largest earthquake of the day, and as you can see, where there's a swarm or a number of earthquakes, a lot of activity today, and larger magnitudes, is south of the Fiji Islands. There's a 6.5 magnitude, and it was very deep at 570 kilometers, which in some thought processes you add on magnitude based on depth. So you'd add on like a magnitude to this, so it would be about a 7.5, and that would make it a relatively large earthquake. I mean, that would be a large earthquake, but you know, as far as even in this area where they're seeing larger earthquakes, it would be a relatively large earthquake. So that would be some significant activity around Fiji and Vanuatu. You can see there's a 5.3, 5.2, and a 4.4, as well as a 4.5 in the Solomon Islands. And a 5 in Indonesia, 4.9 Palau region, as well as a 4.3 magnitude in Afghanistan. And let's look around a little more. You can see a little activity here in South America, 4.3 in Argentina, 4.9 Chile, and 4.1 Chile, as well as a 4.2 in Colombia, and okay, so you can see around here, Puerto Rico, and Dominican, there's earthquake activity, but Jamaica had some activity today, and this is activity that was felt. So we'll go to the felt reports real fast, and let's look at this. Rumble followed by a quick jolt. This is Kingston. It's 23 kilometers from epicenter. Felt the chair I was in wobbly. Bumbleclot. Earthquake in a rain. There's a loud thud before the vibration started. Lasted about 3 seconds. So, felt on EMSC, and then you can check out my Twitter here, and I'll put links to these. And there are reports that in different places you can see here that there's smoke or steam or something coming out of the ground, and it caused it to crack. And
yeah, man. See it? You see it? Look. Yeah.
so they're saying the earthquake did that, but it also says a 4.6 magnitude, so could be something that could have been there. But again, they're saying that caused it, and that's what that was. So there you go. And they're more local. So, well, more local than Jamaica. Or are they? So you got some activity here in California, and you got 2.8 in Idaho, as well as northern and southern Alaska. But I'd like to point out, yesterday I said I believe there would be activity in Texas. And then I said, on top of that, Japan, that I believe there would be some activity in Japan. So yesterday and the day before, there was a lot of activity in Japan. Looking at Japan today, there is 5.1, a 4.1, and a 4.8. So activity in Japan, activity in the places that there has been activity. Take from that what you will. There was a 2.8 magnitude in Snyder, Texas, which is not normal. That is when I said I believe there would be activity in Texas, and we looked today and there's activity in Texas. That immediately came to mind. So when we go here, we see that Lubbock, Abilene, Big Spring, Midland, Odessa. So you can get a general idea of the area. And go here. Western Texas, so reported on EMSC. And then we go to GEMPA. Now this is really interesting. Let's take the webcam overlay off and look at GEMPA. And you see that it has Western Texas down here as a 3.9 magnitude. And 3.9 at a depth of 146 kilometers. There's no other Western Texas earthquakes on here for the day. So when you go to region, nothing else in Texas or Western Texas. So I believe this is the same quake as being reported. And you can see here, so we'll go events by time again, and you'll see that it says A, so these are confirmed. C is confirmed. A is automatic, so it's evaluated automatically. So there might be less, there's no confirmation according to their system. That's what I'm trying to say. So, do I want to say there's less validity or veracity to it? Maybe. But there's no real indicator as far as what their system that I saw in here that is easy to just tell as far as whether this would mean anything, but that a 3.9 in Western Texas would be significant. And that even a 2.8 is activity that's out of the normal for the area. You can look up. So I'm going to go to grayscale because it's easier to see. I mean, for the last 30 days in Texas, this is what you have. So this is not an area that seems to typically, and we'll do this real fast. I didn't do this. We can search back to the beginning of the year. And we'll say a minimum of 1 magnitude. And we'll draw a map. Didn't mean to do that like that. Okay. Draw a map generally over Texas here. And let's use this region and see what it gives us. Okay. You can see activity here. So where there was activity, there's activity there. Been there before, however, this would seemingly be one of the larger. (2.8) So there's been a 2.9 magnitude, but a 2.8 would be the second largest in the past year. And check one more thing. So look at some of the magnitudes as reported here. 2.8, 2.8. So these are, it's seemingly pretty accurate here, or it's using the weight and giving it that. So you see some in the 3s, but it's not weighting those high. Whether that's an automatic system thing or not, you'd have to ask USGS. So, interesting activity in Texas, interesting activity in a couple different places in Japan, though not as much as the previous day in this location, where again, I think that much swarming there would indicate that there's something, to keep an eye on still. So I would say still continue to look at Japan in that area. Again, you just see the most recent one up here. It's being reported as Russia, but it's, just along this line. Just as far north as this one is south, basically. So, okay. You can see the most highlighted quake is the 6.3 south of the Fiji Islands. You can see interesting activity various places. Iran, lots of activity, smaller amounts in Iran. So you can, this is the Australia quake, I believe, from yesterday. This is interesting. A 5.1 in Portugal, or near Portugal, near Lisbon. It's a coast there. And let's see, Greece, Crete. We can go look at that in a moment. Okay. Whatever's going on there. Did some kind of map change. Alright, made. Okay, there we go. So, see, all the activity in Fiji is and around the area is red, so very deep. And okay, some interesting stuff that I wanted to pull up. Yesterday, there was not this much activity previously in Israel, but looking today, a bunch of new quakes over the past few days have been added. So let's look at just what quickly has been added. This one, East Mediterranean Sea, is a 2.4 magnitude. A 3.3 is the largest one that's been added here in Egypt region. So this looks at basically Middle East and looking at Egypt here. And you can see that it's next to another one. Okay, and that would be the other, so a 3.3 and a 3, Suez, so I guess Suez Canal, Suez 3, a 2.2 magnitude. Yamun region. Yamune. Let's click it. So northern Israel, maybe if we look that up on the map, that might even be outside of the borders of Israel. I'd have to look at. This doesn't have any political boundaries on it, so it's hard to actually wait. No, that doesn't add any either. So okay, volcanic activity. I posted some stuff here today. Piton de la Fournaise, Reunion Island, I guess a French-speaking territory, or French. There's a French station that was reporting from it from, I believe, the local region, and you can see there's there they are. They're just doing some reporting. Oh, there we go. I'll try to find some. Okay, here's one. Okay. Just click on these. So you can go on the Twitter. There's links to all these. So there's some volcanic activity. I guess that's the 15th. Past couple days. And again, you see there's ash advisories, Sabancaya, Dukono, continuous admissions, Ebuko, Sakurajima exploded. Let's look. Sakurajima is kind of covered here, but maybe they should clean the camera. Someone could. This, it would seem, is just an overcast day, and maybe it's letting something off. You can see Stromboli here very clearly, just steaming, smoking, steaming, still alive. Okay, same thing with a lot of these other volcanoes. They're all just chilling at the moment, but none of them are dormant. They all seem active and just waiting. Looking here at the Japan earthquake alert, Japan early earthquake, you have Hokkaido, Okinawa, and kind of again just information across Japan, different sensors and stuff. So this is registering a 4.7 and some smaller activity today. 2.8, 2.3, 3.1, 2.6, 3.1, and let's move on to Hurricane Florence coverage, and you can see it is still actively traveling up the southern into the northern United States, and it they just were reporting some tornadoes or a tornado somewhere, so still causing a lot of problems for the region and kicking up powerful weather phenomena around it. So I keep awake and aware, as if you're anywhere in that region, north of it. Actually, we could look at the way it's headed, but I'm sure if it's headed towards you, you've heard about it. In fact, we'll just do a quick, might as well, huh? Except it's not headed towards Hong Kong. That's not where it's headed. Not Hurricane Florence, at least. Okay. It looks like it's headed towards the northern United States over the next day, and then it's gone. See, right now it's a lot of bands of thunderstorms here. It seems to be. We can check another instrument here. Okay, this might give us a better, more detail. So you can still see some of the semblance of a hurricane, where it has the bands spinning, but it's basically breaking up and now moving across the northern United States. All right, well, that's the weather stuff for today. Let's look at the different activity here on Earthquake 3D. As you can see, super deep quakes. The 6.5 is very deep. 500, almost 600 kilometers deep. You can see again activity moving up Japan and what is being called Russia. But again, it's like the same distance as far as the main part of Japan is concerned. That's my point. And you got swarming in in Alaska. Bet northern Alaska, sure. Earthquake in Jamaica. Texas earthquake. So Jamaica, Texas. Alright. That's it. That's all. Done with the earthquake report for the day. If you have any thoughts, questions, or comments, leave them below. And do I have any more thoughts? I keep looking at Japan. It looks like Japan is seeing activity still. So, and various places. I mean, you can. That's just where I'm going to say right now. Just looking at where there was that activity in Japan. There was another quake there today, so I don't think it's done. So that's it. That's all. Have a blessed day. Yeah.